Hey ladies and gentlemen, this is HD. What is up? Welcome back, and I'm bringing you guys a special set of games here after I finished the broadcast for the South by Southwest tournament match, which was about a week ago. And I do have a couple of announcements I want to let you guys know in on before I go ahead and continue this cast. Obviously, first of all, this is going to be a Korean versus Korean match, and it is actually Losira and Bomber. I'll get more to that in a second, but I just wanted to say that the poll for IPL4 has officially closed for the Grand Finals casters. Unfortunately, we didn't make it to first place. We got really close. I just want to say I'm really thrilled considering the position we were at before I started asking you guys to vote, because we were at about 7% of the vote. The vote had been up for a few days, I think, already, and so we were in last place. And then I reached out on Facebook, Twitter, and on YouTube, and I asked you guys to come through, and boy did you guys come through hard. We came all the way up to 35-40% or something like that. Really close. Almost took first place, but we didn't quite get there as the poll did close, which I am a little bit, I guess, a little bit disappointed in. But you know what? That's okay, because I'm really happy in the fact that we do have Apollo and Total Biscuit casting the Grand Finals, and they are a terrific pair of casters. Love listening to Total Biscuit. He's really funny. If you guys have never seen him before, he has a YouTube channel as well, Total Halibut, and does a lot of funny reviews, a lot of funny casts as well. He's he's British, obviously, has an awesome sense of humor. Apollo also a great analytical caster as well. So I'm really happy that they got first place. I feel like they do have a lot to bring to the table, so I'm excited about that. And more excited is me going to IPL4, which I guess I should remind you guys again to go get your tickets. IPL4 is literally about a week away now. It will begin on April 6th at the Cosmopolitan in Las Vegas. If you guys are worried about not being able to get like hotel rooms, because I know the Cosmo for the entire weekend usually would be like $1,000, you guys could actually say that you're from IPL, or you're here to watch IPL4, and I think they'll give you a discount to like $400 or something really cheap. All that information can be found on IGN's website. In fact, I'll put the links below this video, and you guys should get your tickets for IPL4, because I will be there casting live. I will be on the main stage and on the side stage. I'm going to be doing a lot of work there, and I just want to see all the fans, all the esports fans out there in the entire world come out to this event. It's going to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, StarCraft 2 event of the year, and hope I see you guys there. And we do have some drones coming out here from Losira, who is trying to deflect the bunker harassment. Looks like he'll be able to do that pretty easily. Also having a little bit of micro right there from Losira as he pulls the weakened drone away, and he's going to be able to kill off the bunker, or at least force the cancel, but he did lose a single drone there. So I guess if you are a proponent of small incremental victories, and that was a mission accomplished for Mr. ST.Bomber. Who is, by the way, the red Terran at the top right-hand corner. If you guys didn't know who these players are, ST.Bomber, one of the prolific Terrans right now in Korea, has been a prominent Codas player for a very long time. Losira, also another huge Zerg player, and this makes this match an extremely high-profile match, because it is basically one of the best Zergs and one of the best Terrans facing off right here. And just to add a little bit of that extra salt in for flavor, we do have some Zerglings coming in here, so it looks like Losira is going to get inside the Terran main, and now is going to return the favor after he lost his drone. Will he be able to get an SCV? He will, and just one kill, actually 2 kills total for this game, but he gets also the full scout into the main. But before, the Zerglings was not the salt added for flavor. That was like the pepper. The salt for flavor here is this is an IPL4 qualifier match from, I believe, qualifier 2. So that's just, you know, a little bit of extra. I'm going to be bringing you guys a lot of IPL4 qualifier games this week before IPL4, because I want to be able to hype and promote the event, and just show you guys some of the quality of the matches, considering that this is just the qualifiers. This isn't the main stage. This isn't the championship bracket. This isn't the live event yet. And so for the quality of play to be this high and just to be a qualifier is really something else. And like I said before, hope I see you guys at the event. So make sure you guys click the link below. You guys can get your tickets there. And I guess the last thing I want to say is I did recently make my 1,000th video of all time. We do have a circling here. I'm just trying to knock down the front door. I did just make my 1,000th video. I didn't have anything really planned for it. I'm not the kind of guy that, you know, plans out, oh, big, you know, I'm going to make a 1,000th video here. I just, you know, whenever I feel like this would be the right time, I'm going to come out with something interesting and cool. But no, I didn't have anything really cool planned out for 1000th video, so that's that for all of you guys who are wondering. Except more StarCraft 2 video content, because this is what I do, and this is what I do best, and I really do enjoy it. So I do apologize. The production tab has been down for some time as I've been making all these announcements, but now that it's up, Lucira, it looks like he's going for the spawning pool and the roach warren. Has a couple of crawlers at the front door. He may try to do some roach aggression here in a couple of minutes, as he's got speed on the way as well, so maybe see some roach zergling moves. The Terran player right now significantly ahead in this game. My goodness, 40 not significantly ahead in economy, but significantly ahead in supply. 66 over 60, or 68 over 60 now. So that's quite the surprise. I wasn't really expecting it to be that much of a drastic difference, but now it kind of makes sense, because what do we have here? Lucira going for a little bit of roach aggression. To understate it by quite a bit. He's got 10 roaches coming out here, and he's gonna have Zergling speed finishing up as well. So yeah, he's gonna go with this roach Zergling aggression. But unfortunately for him, so is his opponent Bomber. Bomber's going for the Marauder Hellion move, and it's gonna be two huge plays just colliding in the middle of the map in the next couple of seconds, and I honestly feel like the Marauder Hellion army is so much better than the Roach Zergling army here. I mean, the Marauders are going to be able to absolutely tear apart the Roaches, and then the Hellions can burn the Zerglings, and that's a huge problem. Now, thankfully for Lucira, he has some Spine Crawlers, but man, he's gonna need Mutalisks out, and he's gonna need Mutas quick, because that's really the only unit that can counter this largely by ground-based army. It doesn't really have the ability to attack the air, so if you can get some mutas out, that can really shut this down. But he doesn't even have his lair yet, so he's trying to get the lair. He's trying to get a Baneling Nest as well. That might be kind of helpful, having Banelings on the field. But you know what? It looks like Bomber's a little bit concerned here, and he's throwing up 3 bunkers at the front door. Maybe just concerned because he saw all those Roaches and Zerglings, and now he feels like he's the one who's in trouble. He feels like he's the one who has the lower hand, when I really don't think he does. But he is going to play it safe nevertheless, and he is going to control the Xel'Naga Tower, but probably going to be forced away by the impending Roaches. And immediately, Bomber also trying to get that siege mode on the way as well, building up another bunker behind in the little nook and cranny. He's got 4 bunkers up, so this is pretty much impenetrable now. Not to mention he can raise the supply depots just to help choke it off a little bit more. And once he gets siege tanks out on that ramp, he is going to be just fine and dandy. Spiffy, Diffy, Magoo, and I don't know what kind of adjective that was, but he's definitely going to have plenty of defenses ready to go. Lucira now going to transition into more hatcheries, and he's got 1 at the top left-hand corner. Also going to try to get 1 at the gold, I would imagine. But very interesting game so far. And whoa! Zergling barbecue, anybody? We have them rare, well done, medium, whatever flavor, you name it. And here comes those Roaches going to try to push the Hellions away. But damn, that was a lot of Zerglings that just went down. And, you know, Bomber in this qualifier match, remember guys, if you win here, you get a shot to qualify for IPL4, meaning that you can go to IPL4, you don't have to worry about competing on the open stage when you're there. So this is huge, because this really gives you a much better chance of winning the entire tournament. Remember, that's a lot of pressure on these guys. They don't want to lose. And it looks like Bomber is going to move in with his army. He's got the 2 siege tanks to back him up as well, and I don't know how in the world Lucira is going to hold this off. He's trying to get a Spire up right now, but it's still about a minute away, and that's not counting the time that it would take to see the Muta production time as well. So Lucira's in a lot of trouble now, ladies and gentlemen. His creep is beginning to get cut off. He's going to lose quite a bit of it. Now he's going to try to run in with the Banelings without speed. Centrifugal Hooks was not done, and I don't see this attack being very successful at all. Yeah, that, look at that. Everything has to pull back now, and he has to wait for more units, but he just lost a ton of them. But actually, the tanks were not sieged up there, as Lucira, as Bomber was getting a little bit greedy right there, thinking that he had a much larger upper hand than he really did, and he decided to unseat his tanks and get a little too close for comfort, and then gave up his position as a result. And Lucira now gets the breathing room he really needs so he can get some Mutalisks out. So a slight mistake, I think, right there from Bomber, who, you know, if he had just held his initial position with the siege tanks after he shelled a huge portion of the army down and just backed it up with reinforcements, I think would have been in a much better position. You really don't have the opportunity to get closer and closer with siege tanks and play the leapfrog game. If you've only got 2, you're not really playing leapfrog, then you're just playing hopscotch. So you really need a lot more siege tanks to do something like that, and I think Bomber kind of giving up a little bit there, but he's still in command of this game, I feel like. Would be nice to see him get a 3rd pretty soon here. He was actually able to force the cancel, it seems like, on that gold hatchery. So it's still a 2-base, 3-base affair, pretty even. We do have some Zerglings running in, though. I don't know how those guys made it in. Must have just ran right through the front door, and now they're burrowing underground, which is going to force a missile turret to be constructed here. The Zerglings, some of them still alive, in fact, and trying to force this command center to be halted, but that is not going to be successful. Meanwhile, some Zerglings still burrowed underground, but the missile turret, once it comes up, should be able to detect that, and we do have a medevac drop coming into the 3rd, as Bomber looks to stifle the Zerg economy in whatever way possible, and he is going to be able to do that pretty... No, not really. The Zerglings coming in at the last second, and even with the Banelings as a good added measure, that should be able to clean up that strike force pretty handily. I'm surprised that this Marine is not taking it upon himself to eradicate the Zerg threat underground. Guess he just wants to live life on the edge a little bit. That's really interesting that that Marine might not be in range, or it's on hold position or something weird like that. So Bomber has a threat in his mineral field that he can see, but he hasn't decided to take care of it yet. Meanwhile, trying to get rid of the creep tumors instead, and here comes those Banelings. But you know, the thing here is, because the creep has been receded so much and the tanks are not on the creep, it's very, very difficult for the Banelings to get in range quickly and effectively. So Losira can't really make an attack here until the Terran army either comes onto the creep, or until he gets so many Zerglings and Banelings that he just swarms this position. Or you get some Mutalisks, obviously, would be nice as well. And we do have about 9 on the way, so we are going to get some Mutalisks pretty quickly here. And meanwhile, back in the Terra Natural, those Zerglings did unburrow. And let's take a look at the workers killed tab. 2-5, not really that many workers killed so far. Economy favoring the Zerg now, as the drones have been able to kind of ramp up. We do have some Zerglings running in here and just testing the waters a little bit. There was an opportunity, I think, for Losira to attack, but you know, that's just so many Marines there. Even though they were targeting the rocks down, there's so many that there really wasn't going to be that much damage done at all. And so Losira pulls back. We can see Losira getting a 2 armor now on the Carapace. And as so many viewers have pointed out before, the Carapace does help deflect siege tank shots, and instead of 2-shotting Zerglings, it 3-shot Zerglings. So it's quite a handy upgrade. Not 2-shotting, 3-shotting, 1-shotting to 2-shotting Zerglings. So it's quite the handy upgrade to have. And we do have some Mutalisks flying in here over to the Terran main. Meanwhile, the Zerglings also clearing up a small contingency of Marines, and Losira is going to be able to attack more of the SCVs as he continues to destroy the SCVs inside the main, but the Marines are already there, and it looks like with the large army of reinforcements coming back home, that is going to be able to save the main base and keep those Mutalisks away for now. So really, Losira's Muta strategy here, I don't think has paid off entirely, but Mutas can still be very effective in TVZ or ZVT towards the mid to late game. Very, very effective because they're so good at picking off siege tanks. But now this is where those Mutas are really going to have to earn their pay, because we can see the siege tanks and Marines from Bomber moving onto the creep, being very aggressive here. It's vulnerable because he's on the purple stuff, but he's got so many tanks and Marines that I don't think he's too worried about it. And he's got so many tanks and Marines. Good golly, let's just look at the units tab. About 9 siege tanks, 82 Marines. He's got more Marines than the Zerg has Zerglings. That's very, very impressive. And Bomber is continuing to roll in here. That's quite a few Zerglings and Banelings, and I don't know what those 2 tanks thought they were. Just joining hands and walking off into the sunlight, and they will no longer see any more sunlight anymore, thanks to those Zerglings and Banelings. And here comes Losira. He is coming in, and he's going to crash his way through the tanks and the Marines, but half of his Banelings are AFK. Oh, what the heck is Losira doing? Losira with an opportunity there, I think, to destroy a lot of the Terran army as they were still on the purple stuff, but Losira's half of his army just said, you know what, AFK BRB, and yeah, that sucks, because now he can still come in here and crash through a lot of the army, but man, he could have just taken that battle with and stomped it down, stomped you out with a huge iron boot. But that didn't play out as I thought it would, and now I don't think he can continue this attack. There's no more creep for him, no more purple stuff. and he's going to have to he's going to rely on some burrowed banelings, so that could get kind of cute. Meanwhile, Bomber, realizing that he's lost a large portion of his army, has to re-macro up, and that's really, really impressive, man. This entire game I've been saying Losira's been behind, Bomber had the edge, and then Losira just came in, didn't even use the entire army, just used half of it, and then another half. It was like one big chunk and then two second big chunk, and it still got him complete map control. It pushed the entire Terran army all the way back home to the bottom right. That's really impressive. That's just high level stuff right there. Bomber here is going to have to figure out a way to recover from that. Thankfully, he does have the gold, and he's got plenty of Marines there to deflect the air bombardment very easily, even going to pick off some ground units as well. And now Bomber looking like he's feeling comfortable enough to move out once again. Picks out, oh wow, what a comsat. That was close right there. And there is still a large horde of banelings just waiting for him at the Zonaga Tower. More burrowage coming out here. So Bomber is going to have to very slowly and carefully make his way out here, because he doesn't know where those burrowed baneling bombs might be at, so he's gonna have to drop comsats one at a time, and there we can see him very smartly dropping the comsat down, even though those 3 Marines did die. But that's better to lose 3 Marines than a whole pack of Marines, and he's gonna very carefully and methodically push out here. Once again, sieging up there as he sees his Zerglings coming in. He's gonna have to get his Marines in position. That is a lot of Marines. I would say he's re-macroed up to 88 Marines once again, but there's a Muta threat back at home, and some Marines are back there to defend against that. Meanwhile, some Zerglings making their way around the circumference of the main. They're gonna run right into it. Oh my god, we're gonna have a good old-fashioned race to the base here, I think, as the Zerglings have counterattacked the entire Terran side. They're inside the production facilities now. They're gonna cut off all the reinforcements at this point, and Bomber's gotta make a decision. Do I pull back? And he is gonna pull back, but that leaves his tanks vulnerable, and I don't know, man. This is a very risky play. Now he's deciding, nope, I'm not gonna pull back. Yes, I am gonna pull back, and he stems his Marines back home. Gonna try to send them in here, but he's gonna lose almost all of his production facilities to those Zerglings. They're just so damn strong, but he's gonna also kill off the Spire, so now he doesn't have to worry about Mutalisks anymore. There are 9 Infestors on the way, though, so he's gonna have to get that Infestation Pit as well. And hopefully he can kill off as many bases as he possibly can right now, because he's on borrowed time. He doesn't have any production coming out. Well, he has some production, but he's lost about half of it, maybe more, of his entire Terran factories and barracks have all gone down this game. So he's really running on limited time. So is the Zerg, though. The Zerg has lost his Spire. That's a huge blow anytime the Zerg loses that. He's also lost the gold and the natural, and there's a huge Terran tank line just sitting inside his base. He's lost the 3rd now as well. So Losira also kind of sitting on borrowed time. These drones and banelings, I don't think they can get out of there. There's rocks there that they've got to bust through first. We'll see if the banelings decide to sacrifice themselves to save the drones. That'd be really interesting. Some Zerglings here burrowed inside the main, just going to be left there, kind of like landmines really, but they're not banelings obviously. But they're still going to be there just to give vision, just to block more buildings from coming down, be annoying towards Bomber. And Bomber is going to move most of his forces actually over to the 12 o'clock position, where he is going to hunt and find another hatchery, take that down pretty easily. There are some drones burrowed as well. I don't know if that comsat can see the drones. I don't think it can. And so those drones are going to remain safe and hidden for now. And now the Infestors have come out. A new Spire is on the way. I'm not too sure why Losira is expending so much fungal energy. He only has 9 Infestors. It's not that many. And to spend 2 fungals there on only 4 or 5 Marines, I think is a bit of a superfluous use of his energy, and he really needs to just kind of sit back and accumulate enough to the point where he can spit out fungals so casually like that, because that isn't really what you want to do when you're running into this base race scenario. You've got to maximize your energy, your economy. Every single action counts so much, and we can see Losira now saving those Zerglings for later as well and keeping them up to the north. Some Mutas flying over into the middle of the map. A new hatchery is coming up meanwhile, guys, and both players now are stuck in this kind of limbo. They're trying to rebuild their bases. At the same time, they're also trying to be as aggressive as possible to prevent the other player from rebuilding his bases as quickly as possible. And really, it's a race of arms now for both sides to rebuild whatever they possibly can and get back in this game. But damn, I've got to say Losira is looking kind of bad right now because he has no map control. has no bases. That's the biggest issue, actually. These infestors are going to be in the clutch. They are going to help out a little bit, but he has no bases really to work off of. He's got to get this hatchery up and running. He's got to get the gold back up and running. Also using the Zerglings, like I said before, to be aggressive and just stick it really into Bomber's side, like a thorn in his side. And Bomber is just going to leave some Marines over there, so that's going to be, I think, good enough to deal with that threat. And here comes that Marine tank army once again. Is going to move into position at the 12. Bomber, so smart, man, just knowing that, hey, that hatchery was going to come up again. He's going to siege it and probably take it out really easily here. I don't know why Losira is not mobilizing some of his infestors over to save it. The drones have burrowed underground to protect themselves, but I'm very surprised Losira is not in position to save that hatchery. He just let it go down, and I guess he was waiting for Brute Lords to come out, but God, now this is such a sticky situation for him, because even if he gets the Brute Lords out and he destroys this entire army, which is hypothetical, of course, he still is behind because he's got to get this hatchery up and running, and, you know, the longer those tanks are there, the more difficult it is to get that up. Some Zerglings here trying to be cute, burrowing next to where the buildings might find themselves a new home and nest themselves next to those reactors. That's going to force another comsat. But will Bomber even care about that? He's now running up the ramp. There are some infestors up here. No fungal when those Marines were clumped up. Very surprised right there. Losira, uncharacteristic. Surprised he didn't fungal right away, because now the Marine packs have split up, and that's going to cost more energy to take them down. But he does have some Brute Lords out in the skies, and there are no Vikings here. And if he can catch that pack of Marines before they get next to the Brute Lords, then he would be okay. And he is going to double fungal it, so those Marines triple fungal it, actually. I believe that was a triple fungal, and he's going to be able to take out those Marines. So now the Brute Lords have been revealed, though. And the reason why I said this is a sticky situation for him now is because he's got to get this hatchery up, and his Brute Lords have been revealed, which means, of course, we're going to momentarily here start to see Viking production. And on that production tab, we do, I believe, have Vikings. Yes, we do. And there is a starport making them 2 at a time. Ship weapons level 1 is on the way, too. And remember, Vikings do 2 shots per attack. It's a phew kind of attack. So the +1 weapons is kind of like a +2 weapons, if you will. And very, very effective is that upgrade for Vikings. And now we have some Marines and tanks pushing out into the middle of the field. Those Marines are so well spread out. And Bomber, even sending in a small squadron, says, like, what? If you fungal me, well then, the rest of my Marines make it home safe, but if you fungal my buddies that are running away, then I'm going to kill some of your infestors. So very, very cute right there. And we do have a medevac on the bottom left-hand corner of Tal'Darim, Shattered Temple. And let's see what this medevac can do. Oh, we already have a medevac inside the main. So the infestation pit under attack. There was a fungal that went down there, and this medevac is going to go incognito style. Oh, the infestation pit actually did go down, and this medevac is going to continue to make its way beyond and around the Zerg bases. Does not see a natural to take out, so I guess it's just going to come back right into the main here and maybe pick off the greater spires. So, oh man, not another blow to Losira here. And things are just getting worse and worse. Another fungal comes out here. That's good for Losira. A secondary fungal comes down. Those Marines are done for, except, of course, for the Marine that is being healed. That's kind of the thing. And if you're really good with medevac healing or micro, you can kind of spread the heals around your Marines to try to keep 2 or 3 Marines alive. I've seen it done before, but it's very, very hard to do. Because you're just doing so many things at once. When the medevac dropping phase is in the game, you're doing so many other things. So it is kind of difficult to pull off, but it looks like, at the very least, Losira is going to hold on to the 12 o'clock. But his Brute Lords are under attack here. Not a good position at all for those Brute Lords, and he may be forced to engage because his Brute Lords are getting picked off one by one. Good fungal growth right there, and now some infested Terrans will begin to spawn out of their eggs. Now the fungal growths, while as good as they were, I don't think it's going to be enough because of the 3 medevacs, and Losira has to GG out. So there it is, guys. Your first winner of this set. This is a set for the IPL4 qualifiers. Is ST.Bomber. So that means Incredible Miracle Losira will have to come back in the next game. It is a best of 3, I believe. And I hope you guys enjoyed this broadcast. Once again, my 1000th video was out of last week. I didn't make anything special. So I did take a week break after that to prepare for IPL4, which, like I said before, is coming on April 6th. You guys should check out the links below this video where you guys can buy your tickets. Prepare yourselves for that weekend. It's going to be a blast. And even if you guys don't go. You guys can still tune in, obviously. There's going to be plenty of ways to tune in. I'll have more information on that coming in the near future, but obviously if you guys go to IGN.com, there should be some links up there. And I guess that's about it. Actually, I do know the stream website. It should be Twitch TV/IGN Pro League. But I guess that's about it for me, guys. I'll be going on to Game 2. Hope you guys have enjoyed so far, and if you guys have, it would be great if you guys go ahead and subscribe to me. I'm on YouTube at HG Starcraft, and I'm also at Facebook and Twitter as well. So first game goes to Bomber, and the second match will be coming up after this. Very high profile game. Hope you guys stay tuned. This is HG signing out.